Hey everyone, just wanted to give you a quick update on my, quest for the perfect Glock clone and things like that. So, anyone that's been watching the channel knows that I'm a fan. Became quickly a fan of the Shadow Systems series of firearms. So, I started off with a DR920 Elite, and in the last month and a half, I've gotten 3 new acquisitions here with things. So this is a DR920 Combat, and I thought it was, going to be on the lower end at first, but it's basically elite with like all the like tactical kind of things removed from it. It doesn't have the window cuts, and it doesn't have the side cuts here and stuff like that. So just an update on this, like with the Foundation series coming out from Shadow Systems, I'm not sure the DR920 Combat is going to get you. Or I guess I don't see the reason for it anymore on purchasing one, because, you could get a Foundation series and then throw in, let's say, a Johnny Glock trigger or a Timney trigger, something like that, put your own sights on it, and you're probably still cheaper off than buying a DR920 Combat, which is pretty much the same price as an Elite. So, it was, I think, Shadow Systems' first iteration of things. So that's why, the pricing on these was kind of high at the start. They had to make their R&D money, that sort of thing. So yeah, the DR920 Combat. Then my most recent one is the XR920 Elite. This is the first one I got with like the bronze barrel, and it's really gorgeous, like the bronze barrel in it. With this one, what I was looking at too, hopefully down the road, I can get my hands on a Radian ramjet with the afterburner and everything like that to try that out. With this Combat, I'm actually thinking of sending it in and having like Monsoon Tactical or someone cut a chunk port out of this and then move that front sight back a little bit. And then the DR920P. So had to get this. I'm a big fan of like comps and ports. Anything to make the gun shoot softer, provided it's reasonable. This is, the Glock 34 length, so it's not unwieldy or anything like that. And on here you can see I have a green Holosun instead of the red. So I want to try the difference between green and red. I think I'm preferring the green to things. It's a little bit more usually, but I think it uses less battery as well. Don't quote me on that. I know one of the colors is easier to emit, so like the battery on it lasts a little bit longer. But like the comp on this and how it's attached is pretty nifty. And on this one, I'm actually trying out the magwell, which so far is pretty good. I don't know if I'd put the magwell on for carry or anything like that, but if it's like, let's say, a home defense, a nightstand gun, a competition gun, the magwell's making a lot of sense with things. So just to give an update too on break-in stuff. So the DR920 Combat, this has been a pretty flawless break-in, just like my original DR920 Elite, where I have not had any issues, no failures at all during this break-in period. With these two, I've gotten more kind of failure to feeds or to go into battery is what I've been experiencing. So it's almost like that first initial break-in, it's got to work itself in. It's got to lube up a little. The part's got to slide a little bit better. It's got to get, kind of less tight. It's got to loosen up a bit. And this definitely shoots really fast. Like that shorter barrel and kind of how it points and everything. You can go really fast with these shorter guns, provided that the recoil mitigation, which with this frame style and the undercuts and how high you can get on these things, the recoil impulse is really still pleasant, even without a comp or a port or anything. Recoil impulse is still really pleasant on this. Ooh, looks like a pin was walking out a bit there, but so the recoil impulse is pleasant on this. I'm going to look at a Radian ramjet just to give it a try, give you guys a good review on that. And then on this, I bought this off Gunbroker, and it didn't come with the second spring that I know Trevor from Shadow Systems, they were sending out to make these run more more reliably. So I'm not sure which one it has in here, but it's been relatively reliable. I know there was some failure to feeds at the start, but the last few mags I put through it on Friday, I think I put like an additional 4 or 5 mags through it, and there were no failures in those 4 or 5 mags. More feedback to come. But I think one of the trends that I think I want to instill on my channel in general is look for good customer service. Shadow Systems has probably one of the top tier customer service, other than, and maybe on par with, but like, Alchemy Customs, Cabot, they do, you get someone on the phone in a second. Those places. Atlas, I've heard very good things about their customer service, as well as their build times and things like that. So, let's say something goes wrong on this pistol somehow, because no one's immune to quality control issues or anything like that. And if anyone's an AK fan, they've been seeing, the Banned by KUSA Instagram or anything like that. That's what happens when quality control issues go bad and you have a bad customer service team, bad marketing team, things like that. So quality control issues get through on every brand. No one's immune to it, but it's how you handle it. And if you've seen anything with Shadow Systems, there's stories of people who say like, oh, I took it out night shooting at 9 o'clock and something wasn't working. And then they had like a new slide or a barrel on their way like by midnight. So Trevor and the whole Shadow Systems team are killing it as far as customer service. And it's one thing, like, let's say you have an issue with this pistol, you can get customer service on it. If you have issue with a Glock, like, who are you going to call? And like, how long are you going to be on hold? Or are you going to talk to anyone? So some of those organizations that are large, like SIG, Glock, some of those bigger organizations, it might be more difficult to get customer service. And I think, like part of what you pay for on things is like knowing that you can, if something does go wrong, that you can get someone on the phone. And so Shadow Systems is a big win in my opinion. With the Foundation series, I don't see any reason to buy a Glock anymore. The Foundation series is so reasonably priced with what you get that I wouldn't recommend anyone get a Glock. Like, what's the point? The Foundation series is out. If you want to go budget, that's what you get. If you want to get higher, you get the elite versions. You can go into like Agency and Sage Dynamics and all these crazy Glock Gucci's. You can go up there. But if you, if you want starting out, like on Gunbroker, these can be had pretty reasonably. I got my original DR920 Elite for like under $680. I got this one for $700 something. I got this one for $770, I believe. This one was $500. So like deals are out there. Like you can get deals out there. And they're just great. They're great guns. They run. I'm going to keep shooting with them. I'm going to throw optics on all of them because they got a great optic mounting system. Especially now they have an EPS carry plate that I'm going to get probably for this. So yeah, overall Shadow Systems, big fan. Like what they're doing. They're going to just crush the market with the Foundation series. Like I said, there's no reason to buy a Glock anymore. The cheaper PMags that come with these, that I haven't had a single issue with any of them. I have 20 of them right now, I believe. Maybe even more. I'm looking to buy probably 20 or 30 more. But like, it's $10 a mag pretty much for these guns, and they just run. My DR920 Elite, my original one, I've put like 2,000 rounds through it in like 2 months, I think. They just run. They're adjustable, and this is where Zev missed out on. That hopefully Icarus Precision can kind of correct that. But Zev missed out on if they would have made an adjustable backstrap that you could fit towards what you wanted. It would have made it a lot more appealing because, excuse me, at first when I thought I wanted just the 1911 style, I put that on here, the level 1 backstrap, and I shot for a while, and I noticed that like the gun moved a little bit more because this wasn't pressing into my hand as well. Like there was a gap there between my hand and the bottom of this heel of this gun. So I tried the bigger one, and then it was pressing in too much. And then, you know, like Goldilocks and the Three Bears, the middle one fit just right. And I've been shooting great with these guns. Maybe I'll post a picture of my last range trip. Like these things just tear it up. So yeah, big fan of Shadow Systems. They've won the Glock Clone Wars. I'm declaring it now. The only competitor like in that is maybe the Zev kit with the Icarus frame that's still coming. Might be a contender, but at that point you're probably looking at like the Gucci levels of Glockness. Like the cost, you can still come in with just as, you know, like a great gun for probably cheaper than that performs just as well. The triggers on these, they're not the greatest, but they're much better than a lot of people give them credit for. And you know, these are the elites, the combats. It's not the Foundation series, but like I'm gonna try a Johnny Glock trigger, I think, with the Vex shoe in here. I have a Timney in my Polymer 80. I'm not like as thrilled with it as I thought I would be because of all the hype on the internet. So I might try some different things with that Timney. Maybe I need to tune it. Maybe it's my fault, that sort of thing. But I feel like the Zev trigger is actually so far the most impressed I've been with one. But do you need that trigger? No. Like you don't. Like this trigger's fine with everything that I'm going to do with it. I shoot it very well. I don't have like huge issues with trigger jerk because this is a bad trigger pull or anything like that. And anyone that wants to argue, I'm going to toss some shade out there. Anyone that owns a CZ and wants to say that like Glocks have terrible triggers and all these other things, compare this to even, I bet, your Cajun Gunworks, and you're going to have a hard time convincing someone that the double action, single action Cajun Gunworks on like let's say a CZ75 SP01 is better than one of these triggers. And this trigger has the same pull every time. It's going to get even better with more use. And, you know, you didn't have to spend an extra $300 to get it installed. Like, these just came with it. So, yeah, Shadow Systems, big win out there. Keep it up, you guys. I'm a big fan. I've already gotten, I mean, I got 4 Shadow Systems pistols in 2 months. I love their stuff so far. It's caused me to get into optics on pistols. It's caused me to get rid of other pistols that I knew I wouldn't shoot once I had these. So yeah, it's been a good journey, but Shadow Systems is the winner in the Glock Clone Wars, and I think they're going to keep winning with where they're coming in at with the Foundation series. So take care, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the video.